Columbia's Police Oversight Board is questioning top department leaders to learn more about how the department handles complaints against officers.
KMUA's Hunter Walterman was at a board meeting tonight and joins us live from City Hall with the latest. Hunter.
Tonight, Columbia Citizens Police Review Board had some questions for department leadership. That's because last year, Columbia Police responded to more than 114,000 incidents. That comes out to about 1 every 5 minutes and means a lot of face time with the public. But the department reported only 61 citizens' complaints. The head of the review board telling me that means Columbia Police could be doing a really good job, or some people might not understand their options if they think an officer has done something wrong.
If you complain, what happens? We need to understand that.
Tonight, questions about how Columbia Police hold officers accountable. Columbia Citizens Police Review Board holding a hearing with top department leadership.
If we see misconduct, we recognize misconduct.
Board Chair Doug Hunt says the goal is to understand how the department handles complaints against officers.
We want to check to make sure there aren't bottlenecks in that process that keep complaints from coming in.
One question, who decides whether a complaint is worth investigating?
It's reviewed by Internal Affairs.
Assistant Chief Paul Dickinson telling the board Internal Affairs looks at every complaint, whether it was made by someone inside or outside the department.
When it goes to Internal Affairs, is it Internal Affairs ship to run?
When they're given the investigation, it's theirs to investigate. We do not look over their shoulders.
The police chief making decisions on discipline. Chief Jill Schluty, who spent time in Internal Affairs, stressing the importance of due process.
If people feel like they want to make a complaint, they should make a complaint and feel confident that we're going to investigate it fully.
But the buck doesn't stop at CPD. It stops at City Hall, with Hunt pointing out citizens can appeal a disciplinary decision all the way to the city manager, who has the final say.
Or they need to understand the processes that the police department use.
Hunt saying in a democracy, people have a right to get their questions answered.
That the citizens not only make the laws, but they ultimately decide how those laws are enforced.
Let's go ahead and walk through how that complaint process works. You can file a complaint online on the city clerk or Columbia Police website. You can also go down to CPD in person. That complaint is then reviewed and investigated by Internal Affairs. The head of the review board, Hunt, telling me those investigations are very thorough. Then Internal Affairs makes a recommendation to the chief, who makes a discipline decision. If the person or the board is unhappy with that outcome, though, they can ask the chief to reconsider. And if they're still unhappy, even after that, they can go to the city manager. Now, during the meeting, Schluty talked about what could be considered police misconduct, and that's a lot of things. It could be a violation of federal law, a violation of state law, a violation of a city ordinance, or a violation of the department's rules and regulations. Schluty saying that a lot of times it's actually supervisors who might be making a complaint against an officer because they're better acquainted with the department's rules. And that can result ultimately in a disciplinary decision or perhaps just a conversation with the officer. Reporting live at City Hall, Hunter Walterman, KMU 8 News.